Moving on then to sharing a brand. So people listening, they've thought about it, they've thought about what their brand is going to be.
Yeah.
How then can they begin to share it, and how can they put it across, say in a job situation? So on a job application or in an interview, how can they begin to exemplify the brand that they want to be?
Okay. So if we just take sharing their brand in general, and then I'll talk about the interview situation. So the thing to understand is that whenever people come into contact with you, whether that's an email they receive or they look at your LinkedIn profile or they speak to you on the phone or they meet you in person, they are picking up clues to your brand through, as I say, how you look, how you sound, how you act. So they're checking out the shoes you're wearing, the state of the shoes you're wearing, the clothes you're wearing, whether you're smiling, your eye contact, your body language, your personal space, whether you turned up in a car or on the bus or what bag you're carrying. And all of this is giving people clues. So when it comes to sharing your brand, it's about looking at every single way that people could pick up a clue to you and to ask yourself, right, what do I want that clue to convey about me? What's my brand that I want to get across, and is this doing it? So if you want to convey, say, gravitas as part of your brand, you've got real experience and credibility, and you know what you're talking about, turning up with shoes that are completely unshined and, a couple of days growth that isn't a proper beard, it's just sort of looking a bit shaggy, and your hair's in a mess and your tie's at half-mast and everything, your packaging is not selling gravitas. So I'm not going to buy it, But if you think, no, actually, hold on, I'm selling gravitas, so these are the shoes I want to wear, this is the outfit I want to wear, this is how groomed I want to be, and it's your decision, but you will be conveying what your brand is. So it's essentially thinking about all the different ways that you convey your brand and using those as opportunities to get clues across. So that's number one about how you share your brand. In an interview situation, there is a situation where you are being actively asked to sell yourself. So if there's any place where you can be ramping up the trumpet blowing, that's it. Now, in terms of how you do that, there's a magic word. It's not so much, it's just a regular word. I've turned it into a magic word that I like to give people, and it's the word because. Now, the best way to explain how you use because is, say you're in an interview and they use, a great interview question that you always go to is, give us an example of a time when ... Okay? So you sit there and you have to come up with a practical example of, well, one time I was the project lead on, a thing, and we did this and we delivered that, and here's the answer. Most times when people answer that question, they will just give the factual stuff. Here's A, here's B, here's C. That's my answer to your question. If you're clever, what you do, though, is you don't just leave it there. You say, here's A, B, C, so here's the practical stuff. You add on the word because, and then you tell me something about your brand. So, for instance, might be, I was able to knock a month off the deadline of a project I was working on because I'm someone who just picks up on all the tiny detail, and I noticed there was a key bit of information that had been missed, and as soon as we had it back in, we were able to move quicker. Or say you want to get across about your brand that you're very forward thinking. So I was able to find a new market for a customer that I was working with, and delivering new products to them, because I'm someone who likes to spot the trends and see what's coming up, so I could sort of talk to them about what their needs might be in the future. Did you see you use the word because? You can also use it at the beginning of the sentence. Because I'm someone who remains calm in a crisis, I was able to take charge of a situation when ... So you're still using those practical examples, the things that you always have to deliver in interviews, but you're just using this because to link it to an aspect of your brand, whether you're talking to me about your values or your behaviors or a skill or anything like that.
I love it. Again, I've not thought of that before. It's a really powerful way to start bringing in the brand aspect, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and subtle still. Because when you use the word because, it just sounds like you're just explaining part of the answer. You're not doing this big ding, 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 hello, personal brand bit coming up. You just sort of gently slip into it.